Hey gamers, welcome back to Creative Gamers. Finally, Hollow Knight Silksong is here on mobile. That's right, you can now play the full game completely offline on your Android device. But before we get carried away, let me clear something up. This isn't the official release from Team Cherry. This is actually a Chinese port, and it's surprisingly good. The whole game is here, it runs smoothly, and it works across almost every device. So what exactly is this port? Well, unlike those random Silksong APK files you've probably seen floating around online, this version is a properly built port of the full game. It isn't a demo, it isn't fan-made fake content. This is the actual game, running at a stable 60 frames per second. And when I say stable, I mean buttery smooth. The animations, the combat, the art style, it all looks just like the original PC build. But here's the catch. Since this is a port, the controls aren't exactly the same as what we're used to on consoles or PC. When you start playing, you'll immediately notice that there are a lot of on-screen buttons. At first, it can feel overwhelming. You'll be tapping around trying to remember which button does what. But once you get the hang of it, the game becomes surprisingly playable. Now, one big complaint from fans is that the controls don't match the original Hollow Knight Part 1 mobile version. A lot of players were hoping for that simpler control scheme, but unfortunately, this port doesn't deliver that. Another downside is that controller support is missing, so if you were hoping to plug in your Bluetooth controller and jump right in, that's not an option at the moment. Now let's talk about what makes this port stand out. Over the years, there have been so many Silksong mobile versions floating around online. Most of them were either half-baked, laggy, or outright scams. But this time, it feels different. This Chinese port actually delivers the full Silksong experience in a way that fans have been waiting for. The community's reaction has been mixed. On one hand, players are hyped that the game is finally running offline on mobile. On the other hand, there's frustration over the lack of controller support and the learning curve with the on-screen buttons. It's a case of amazing that it works, but it could be even better. In terms of performance, this version really nails it. The game doesn't just run, it runs beautifully. The art style, music, and atmosphere that make Hollow Knight so special are all intact here. The fact that it's locked at 60 FPS means combat feels responsive and smooth, which is super important for a game like Silksong where timing matters. And since it's offline, you don't need a constant internet connection. That's a huge plus for players who want to dive into the game while traveling or when Wi-Fi isn't available. So to sum it all up, while this isn't the official Silksong release from Team Cherry, it's easily the best mobile version we've seen so far. Yes, the controls take some getting used to, and yes, the lack of controller support is a bummer, but the fact that the full game is here, offline, running smoothly, and looking stunning is something worth celebrating. What do you guys think? Would you give this Chinese port a try, or would you rather wait for the official release? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more gaming updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.